have to participate, does not impact eligibility for health insurance. I can cease participation at any time. I won't be observed, so I'm responsible for monitoring my own condition. Should anything unusual occur, I will cease participation and inform the instructor. In participating, I agree to assume all risks. I further understand this is for being performed at an event by Harvard Pilgrim, its affiliates, who will not be liable, responsible, or in any way accountable for injury, loss, and all that bad stuff. I myself assign released Harvard Pilgrim, its affiliates, and everyone associated with it of any legal claims any way related to this workshop. Okay. All right. So this is how it's going to go today. Oh, sorry, this box is in the way here. So like I said, our main set is going to be a man maker, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of build off of that. So we're going to have some exercises that are related to that movement. Okay, so let's start to get warm. And what I want you to do is we're going to start with some just like walking pull downs. So you're going to pull your arms down, open your chest, and if you have some space, maybe walk around your room at the same time. All right, so what is a man maker? It is with 2 dumbbells, 1 in each hand, right? We step or hop out to push-up position. You take 1 push-up, you guys keep going. 1 row each side. You hop up to the top. We're gonna clean the dumbbells up, squat, and press, okay? So it's a lot. It's a big full body movement, but what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into similar movements. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Let's go horizontally here. 5 different movements before we jump into the man maker. Okay, and we're going to do that twice. So we're going to have these 5 exercises, 45 seconds with rest built in. And then we'll have a little bit of rest before we move into 3 minutes of man makers. So you're kind of on your own timeline here, okay? But I'm going to walk you through it. You can always go at my pace if you need. There's some sort of bug flying around. Hopefully you can't see that. Okay. Hasn't left the window open, so I have to put my little heater on. All right. So let's go through these. Oh, actually, no. Let's do 1 more movement and then we'll go through the movements as part of our warm up here. Okay, so we're gonna do, we did this last week, we're gonna use it as a warm up. We're gonna do a squat to a press rotation. So no weight, we're just squatting and rotating. And as always, if there's something that you need, right, that I'm not warming up enough for you and not really hitting, feel free to take what you need. Let's do a couple more. And then let's go through these 5 exercises, okay? So in our man maker, we're doing a dumbbell push-up, so it's a little bit more tricep oriented. So our first movement is going to be a regular push-up, and you can be on the knees or the toes. Your hands are out nice and wide. Let's just take 2 push-ups here. Elbows about 45 degrees. Push it up, down, and push it up. All right. So push-ups is number 1. Number 2, we're going to have a palm out, bend over row. Okay, so normally we bend over and the palms are in. I want your palms open to the front here, and we're going to row. So just take a couple of these here. Good. And then come on up, shake it out. All right, number 3 is we're going to clean this weight here. So what it looks like, if you've never done a clean, you're basically moving the weight up your body to get it to your shoulder, okay? And we're trying to use the hips. It's hard to do without a weight, but you can certainly mimic it. Let's try. See what happens. Just want to make sure you can see me. So your weight is down here, right? Your nice long spine. And what you're going to do is pull the weight up. You're going to use these hips and then your elbow bends and it comes to the shoulder. Okay, let's try it with the left hand, and you pop it up. So what we're gonna do, let's just do 2 each side, is I'll show you, you don't need to add the weight yet. Is we're gonna switch from right to left. This weight it's actually harder when it's lighter, believe it or not. Okay, then we're gonna head into a sumo squat. Feet nice and wide, since we have a regular squat for this man maker, okay? Option to hold a weight like a goblet style. Last one is gonna be a seated press, and this is where it's gonna be kind of the limiting factor, okay? And we're gonna do one arm at a time. Again, I keep picking up the weights, forgetting we're still warming up here. So it's a one arm press. Now, options, right? You can make it harder and go 2 arm with any of these exercises we do, right? You can also hold just one weight and then switch it to make it a little bit easier, okay? So I'll remind you when we get there, and then we have our man maker. We're gonna do a push-up, a renegade row each side. We're gonna hop up. We're gonna clean both weights, squat, press it up overhead, weights to shoulders, weights come down, and we do it again. But I will walk you through it when we get there, okay? All right, let's get moving. Grab your water. We're gonna start with those regular push-ups. Hold on, let's just fix this here. Oh, wait, edit it. Edit. There we go. Okay. All right. Here we go. We have 5 seconds. We're going to start with push-ups. No weight needed. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'm going to start on my knees this morning. Nice, strong push-ups. Now, another option to modify will be to bring it to a wall. Okay. What I don't want is your shoulders up by your ears or your elbows out super wide, right? Common mistake. Try to keep those elbows in. Think about 45 degrees. Nice, strong core. We're going to have 15 seconds to transition, shake it out, but 45 is kind of a long time. Feels like a long time. Almost there. And rest. Okay, we're going to shake it out. We're going to do that palms out row. Now, one arm at a time, or make it harder with both arms. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So we're in this bent over position. One arm rows, then the other arm rows. If it's too much, come up a little bit, same thing. Palms are facing forward here. We want to think elbow towards the ribs, not way past the ribs. Then we start to shift the shoulder forward, and we're already forward most of our lives, sitting on our phone, on our computer, all that jazz. So we want to avoid that. Keeping the chest nice and lifted, nice and open. Almost there. I told you, 45 seconds is a long friggin' time. Rest. Okay, next up we have that clean. One side at a time. So realistically, you can have the 2 dumbbells, but you really only need one. I'll stick with these 10s for now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you're going to start in sort of like a deadlift position, right? Nice and easy. Bring it up and then switch to the other side. So think about the weight coming up the body, elbow lifts, and then at the last minute, you turn it over to land at the shoulder. So a little quicker. If you want to stay slow, that's totally fine. Think about pushing the hips and the glutes forward. Boom. Something I'm working on in my own fitness. It's really using those hips and glutes. Especially as a woman, we're giving them. Let's use them. All right, rest. All right, last two, we have that sumo squat option to hold a weight. I'm gonna grab my heavier one for this. And then we'll finish with the seated press before we go into our man makers. Here we go. Nice and wide. Chest is lifted. We're breathing. Knees out towards the pinky toes. Nice wide stance. Toes out, heels in. So we're working a little bit more of the inner thigh here. Almost there. Rest. All right. Seated press. Legs can be extended long. You can be in a cross-legged position, whatever works for you. I'm going to start with just one dumbbell. Here we go. So all the way up one arm. Then you can switch. Other arm. Harder. Hold both weights. Sit up nice and tall. Be mindful that you're not kind of bending here. Keep the shoulder down away from the ear. Really extend through the arm. Strong shoulders. Breathing. Almost there. Rest. All right. So, man makers. Weights are at the top of your mat. Grab some water if you need it. Let's go through this once before we start our 3 minutes, okay? So you step or walk it back. We have one push-up, elbows in close, so more of a tricep push-up on the toes or on the knees. Renegade row also can go on the knees or the toes, one each side. Then you're gonna step or hop forward. We're gonna clean these weights up to the shoulders. You're gonna squat down, regular squat. And then you're gonna press the weights overhead using your squat, using that lower body. And then we repeat, all right? I'm gonna stick with these 10s. So we have 3 minutes to cycle through. Get it going here. 3 minutes. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So step or hop it back. Again, you can go at my pace, one push-up, or your own pace. Starting left arm this time. One renegade row each side. Step or hop it forward. Make sure you're in position for the clean, so you're not having a rounded spine at all, okay? Nice long spine here. We clean the weights up. I'm gonna separate my feet a little. Squat. Press it up. We have plenty of time here. I don't care how many rounds you get. That does not matter. What matters is you take your time, position yourself properly. So for renegade rows, I need to separate my feet a little bit to get from my hips from swaying side to side. Clean, squat low, press up. Repeat. We'll have a 1 minute break after this. You can always step. You do not have to jump. Push up, renegade row. Did I do the push up? I don't remember. If you missed something, don't worry about it. Clean, squat, press it up. Repeat. Remember, you can always take it to your knees. Take your time setting up each movement, right? Even though we're kind of flowing together with these, Take as much time as you need. We're in our final minute here. If you need extra rest, right? 3 minutes is a long time to hang on to the dumbbells. Take it. Take a quick breather. Come back in when you're ready. Almost there. Same as that row we did before. Try not to come too far past the ribs there. Keep going. All the way through here. That was a bad clean. Rest. Rest, 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 rest. All right, 1 minute. Ooh, shake it out. That builds a little bit of heat there, huh? Okay. We're gonna go back in. Walk it out, shake it out. We're gonna start with those separate movements. Option to grab heavier weights, right? Or you can do both arms at the same time. But I'll walk you back through it. We're gonna start with that regular push-up. So actually we don't need our weights just yet. All right. We are going. 1 minute goes by fast. Grab one last sip of water if you need it. I need like a white tarp to cover this. I feel like I'm always blending in with this TV here. All right, there we go. 5 seconds. We're going to start with our push-ups. I'm going to stick with the knees. Here we go. 45 seconds. Elbows out. Body moves in one long line. So a tip I got from one of my mentors, right? Everyone has a coach, even instructors, and if they don't, then they should. No one's perfect. Was to think about pushing your butt up first. And that really kind of helped me get everything in one long line. Now, different cues work for different people. I'm fully aware of that. So it might not work for you, but give it a try. Rest. All right. Out row. Heavier weights. Maybe doing both at the same time. Up to you, or you stick with one arm at a time. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we're bent over to whatever degree works for you. Just as long as you're not past that halfway point, okay? So the furthest you go here is to be parallel, like a deadlift, or you can come up a little bit. Squeeze, squeeze. Almost there. We have our cleans on deck. Rest. All right. I haven't done a lot of cleans in here, kind of like a snatch. It's a powerlifting move. It's a great move. But like I said, 3, 2, 1, here we go. It's actually a little bit harder. Oh, I don't know what I just did there. Don't listen to me. Don't do what I do. Listen to what I say. Lean to the shoulder. think I said snatch, so that's what I did. I just did a snatch. It's also, I find, a little bit easier with something like a barbell. We can still get the movement, we can still do it properly here. Just a little bit more complex, but I figured if we break it down first, might be a little easier in our complex there. Rest. All right, sumo squat. One weight, no weight, heavier weight. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Down and up. This is actually this weather. I can't say I complain. I can't complain. I love to run. And so New England, the fall is my favorite. I don't like what comes after, but we're not thinking about that. We're just thinking about today. Almost there. You hear my knees crackling a little bit. It's okay. Rest. All right, seated dumbbell press. I'm gonna try with these 15s, but it might not be pretty. Let's see what happens. They go digging your heels into the ground. Here we go. Nice and tall. One at a time. Press. So remember, you can keep them at your shoulders a little bit harder. You could do both at the same time, even harder. I'm keeping them both on the ground since I went a little heavier and just doing one at a time. Rest. All right, man makers on deck. Stick with your weight. Maybe try to go a little heavier. This is our final 3 minutes of work, right? We're gonna cycle through the whole way. You know what you're doing now, but I'll still walk you through it. All right. Let's get moving. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 minutes. Here we go. Step or hop. Back to plank. 1 push up, elbows in, toes or knees. 1 renegade row each side, trying to keep those hips level. Step or hop it in. We're going to lift the chest, nice long spine before we clean the weights up using the hips. Squat. Press it up overhead, shoulders stay down, arms straighten, and repeat. Find a rhythm that works for you, right? Maybe you need an extra breath after each round. Take your time. Your depth is up to you on your squats. The jump gets the heart rate up a little bit quicker. So my parents are building a house in the town next door. And at first I thought it was completely absurd to build this 6-bedroom house at 70 years old. It's my father. But then I thought, you know what? This is his last house, right? Let him do whatever the hell he wants to do. This is what he wants, fine. But I was thinking, haven't told him yet, but I was thinking that maybe he could let me use one of the rooms in the basement to teach him. Yay! Again, I haven't told him yet. I'll see him on Friday. So we'll see what he says. But I feel like it'd be nice because it's empty. I could get like a nice little plant and just make it clean looking, no clutter, no stuff. Well, besides my weights. But then bring them all over there. Oh, let's not think about that yet. Almost there. Keep pushing one movement at a time, right? Don't even think about the next one. Stay where you are until you have to move on. We're breathing. And we're done. Woo! Shake it out. Heart rate is elevated. Woo. Block it out. Shake it out. Grab some water when you're ready. Be mindful not to grab water when you're breathing really hard. Easy to choke. Don't need any choking happening. Okay, we get a couple minutes to cool down. Sweet. All right, so let's find seated, kneeling, standing. Right arm across. Drop your left shoulder to your left ear. That was not right. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. There we go. Oh, a nice stretch there. We're going to stay with this same right side. Coming into our tabletop, hand behind the head. You're going to open and then squeeze elbow to elbow. Nice thoracic spine mobility movement. We're going to do about 3 of these, 3 or 4. And then you're going to reach the arm and thread it under, getting into that threaded needle position, a little bit more into the shoulder. We're breathing. And then all the way up. Couple of cat and cows, just rinse out that spine. We'll move to the other side. A lot of shoulders in today in the mix. Just holding those dumbbells, right, isn't a feat in and of itself. At least we got to bring them down a little bit. All right, other side. We'll start with left arm across, right ear towards the right shoulder. Breath is slowing, hopefully a little bit. Ooh. And then we'll take this to the other side. So tabletop, left elbow high. Couple of rotations for that spine, always feels good. And then we'll thread left arm under. You can reach this right arm forward if that feels okay. Breathing into the back of the arm, to your neck. All right, come on up. From here, we're going to sit on our heels. Pull yourself back, lift your hips up. Ooh, stretch out that front body. Good. All right, that's all we have for time today, but make sure to stretch your quads, your glutes, your inner thighs. It hurts, but you know, you got to do it all. All right. Ooh, what's happening with my hair? All right. Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome Judith. I'm not sure. That would be a question for Andrea. You're welcome, Susan. Let me ask, because it is recorded, but I'm not sure how. I know it goes somewhere, but I honestly don't know where. You're welcome. So yeah, so there are copies of all of these classes. There should be, because I actually had a friend who can't be here live who asked if she could take them later. So Andrea, I can't remember her last name. I actually work for someone who got it through someone else. So sort of not in charge here, but let me see if I can figure it out. If you know Andrea, then, you know, reach out to her. She's the one who organizes. I believe she's the one who works for Harvard Pilgrim. But I will also reach out and see if I can figure it out. So I'm going to copy your name here so I have it. And yeah, feel free to reach out on social. Fitness with KT is my Facebook, and Fitness Adventures with KT is my Instagram. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Have a great week, everyone.